Poggi has done it again. Just as at the Tour de France 2021, and to nobody's surprise, in just 2 days the Slovenian has practically wrapped up the general classification of the Giro d'Italia 2024, taking a lead of almost 3 minutes ahead of the Colombian Daddy Martinez, and achieving 33% of possible victories in 3 different ways. Poggi has surpassed in number of total victories in Grand Tours such authentic monsters of cycling as the abuser Charles Pélissier, the polytoxicomaniac Marco Pantani, or the extraterrestrial Miguel Indurain. And he has done it at just 25 years old. At the same time, Poggi has broken a 70-year record, as he is the rider who has made the biggest gap on the second-place rider in the fight for the Maglia Rosa after a week's racing. That's the biggest since Carlo Clarici in the 1954 edition, practically prehistoric in cycling terms. And it doesn't end there, for along with true dopers like Eddy Merckx or the director of doped cyclists, Beppe Saroni, Poggi becomes one of the 4 cyclists in history to achieve at least 2 stage victories in his first 6 participations in Grand Tours. Records undoubtedly typical of another epocha, of times when only a few had access to the best possible materials to be able to win races. Now, after the exhibition following the crash in Oropa and picking up the Maglia Rosa, Poggi returned to win for the first time in 3 years in a Grand Tour time trial. And he didn't do it by any old means, but rather he did it by crushing all his rivals with a legendary final climb, one where he reminded us of the very Danish anchovy at Comblux in the Tour de France 2023. After having climbed like a true titan and snatching the win away from multiple world time trial champion Filippo Ganna on the Perugia climb, it was the Saunier Duval rider who was laughing at the press conference after the race, insisting that he had a secret for his performance against the clock, but that, of course, he wasn't going to say it because surely then many of his rivals would copy him in the future. In these times where the evolution in jersey technology and absurd time trial helmets, all in the search for marginal gains, allow riders to achieve milestones that not even the most powerful of drugs could achieve, we have been able to deduce, thanks to an exhaustive investigation, just what Tadejo's secret is. The secret which allows him to perform like a real alien without feelings in the big stage races. You have already seen it in the thumbnail of this video, for it is a bra that you can buy yourself, not only to comfort and support your breasts while pedaling, but to gain an aerodynamic advantage never seen previously, one which improves upon any doping substance that you can imagine. Now we finally understand what the Dane Jonas Vingegaard, always the Dane, just exactly what he was saying when he claimed that the improvement in materials was what helped these cycling monsters to fly. It's an aerodynamic bra. The married anchovies display at the 2023 Tour de France, when he blew away Dracula Gianetti's rider, made Poggi rely even more on the advice of his directors, and they were urging him to wear that bra that he had tested in the previous season, but which hadn't generated the advantage that would make him think that with his mammary glands carefully wrapped, that he would crush each and every one of his rivals against the clock. Until that moment, the Slovenian was perhaps a little embarrassed. But then, when he could not explain just how Jonas had beaten him so easily, he decided to break with his prejudice and make an effort and to start wearing his brassiere continuously, and has done so since the end of the 2023 campaign. Poggi had worked ever so hard this winter in the Valencia velodrome with his physical trainer from Sevilla to achieve the maximum gains against the clock. And so he was fully coupled, man, machine and bra in perfect harmony, and so the efforts became more controlled and he saved watts and therefore seconds on the stopwatch. And of course Tadej also improved his posture on the bike and changed the way he pushes the pedals, much more in keeping with the bra that he wears on his flat, off-white chest. I guess many of you were expecting to see this bra in the next Victoria's Secret fashion show, but in reality it's a much less luxurious and attractive textile, named prosaically the Aero base layer, and it's worn under the jersey and just covers the shoulders and delicate breasts of Urska Zigart's boyfriend. Lucky girl. This Rule 28 bra worn by Poggy in competition is designed with several grooves strategically placed on the top. They make the cyclist jersey take that shape, and this has come in very handy for the Slovenian since, unlike his teammates, he could not use the popular Pise jersey, which was exhaustively tested in the Silverstone wind tunnel, courtesy of the funding put into the team by the billionaire Arab sheikhs. Now, this jumpsuit, created in the best laboratories in Tuscany, is a 100% handmade garment with no seams on the shoulders. A single piece that, together with the bra, achieved the best results in time and watts for the Slovenian rider. And despite having tested it throughout the winter, the organisation of the Giro d'Italia forced Poggi to wear the Maglia Rosa of the Castelli brand, sponsors of the race, and obviously they invest a lot of money and want to get an important advertising return. But it didn't matter. The bra is so effective, so good that, whatever the jersey on top, the flow of air across the surface of the fabric is such that the pressure decreases considerably and the rider's arms feel less tired and he feels fresh as a rose, capable of crushing all his rivals on a climb of only 6 kilometres. In short, Poggi saves between 2 and 7 watts, depending on the wind. A minimal improvement, you may say, but for the aero base layer propagandists, they insist this will work wonders. And they'll sell you for €170 a bra that, well, you could buy something very, very similar at your local flea market for just $2. If you decide to buy that bra, and I certainly have, because you really believe that's what sets Poggi apart from the rest, you're probably not a person that's very good at saving money, but someone who did save an awful lot of effort was race number 191 during the Prati di Tivo climb. The same climb on which Alexei Lutsenko destroyed his own record a month ago in the Giro d'Abruzzo, but which, on this occasion, he couldn't complete, faltering some 10 kilometres from the finish because, according to the doper Vinokurov, his compatriot was sick. Just like the anti-Pogačar, Florian Lipovic, who abandoned due to a sudden illness, while his leader, Daddy Martinez, is doing his best stage race ever. Now, Poggi didn't even pedal like he did in Tirreno Adriatico 2022. Instead, this steady, continuous climb saw him moving watts much more believably and realistically, as if wanting to give some space to his own gregarios, who had defended him rather poorly in past stages. But even so, he easily took the sprint win with his chest held high and with tremendous superiority over his rivals, yes. Now clearly, there were no drugs involved, no engines, no tin-foil conspiracy theories that say Poggi is an alien. It's the brass, it's the soutien-gorge, it's the boulder holders which make these pedalers fly. Just like those record-breaking 100% clean swim trunks that made sales of those pieces of fabric skyrocket in specialty stores. Now, you know, after you leave your super thanks for the video, you can take the rest of your money and you can spend it on bras. You know you'll enjoy them.